Yo, what up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Playing PUBG.
Come on, man. I know you're lying. They're playing that old ass Harvest Moon again.
Dude.
What? Why don't you upgrade to the Rune Factory 4, man? In fact, let me give you a link, actually. Hold on. Try out.
Alright, man. 4. I've already played the first two and the other ones, but they didn't really... Alright, man. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go, man.
I can't have you playing this old ass Harvest Moon.
I don't need your insults right now. Goodbye.
Enjoy.
Okay, Rune Factory 4. Yo, what's up everyone, it's Lone, and today we're going to be talking about a hidden gem in the Harvest Moon franchise that is just amazing. As a long-time lover of the Harvest Moon games, I honestly thought that Friends of Mineral Town would be the epitome of Harvest Moon games, and that was for the Game Boy Advance, and that was years ago. But, to my surprise, Rune Factory 4 for the 3DS XL is amazing, and it's now my most favourite Harvest Moon game ever. So, you might be asking, but Lone, isn't Rune Factory a spin-off of Harvest Moon? And to that I would say that you are correct. The whole line of Rune Factory games adds an essence of monster hunting into the whole farm simulation genre. It merges two genres and created something amazing. Rune Factory 1 and Rune Factory 2 were decent. Rune Factory 3 never really grasped my attention. The only thing that really stood out to me about these games were the concept that they were built on, and the character designs. The character designs and in-game portraits are so aesthetically pleasing. Like, how can you decide on a waifu when everybody looks so good? It's like deciding what's your favourite donut from Krispy Kreme. Like, you just don't know. And don't get me started on the opening sequences of every game. They're just so good. To this day, I've played most of the Harvest Moon games and all of the portable Rune Factory games. And I have to say, Rune Factory 4 is something special. So special that I devoted over 100 hours to play it, even though I'm about 5 years late to the game. Rune Factory 4 isn't far off your generic Harvest Moon or Rune Factory game. However, this time your character starts off befriending a dragon in the town of Sofia, and it is your role as the acting prince to increase the number of tourists in the town. You do this through many ways, but the main feature is using the Prince Point system you accumulate by doing basic chores or requests to call an order. An order is essentially a command system that trades your Prince Points for things such as scheduling festivals. Yes, you actually have to unlock festivals in this game, increasing inventory space or farmland, etc. This Prince Point system has been a fun addition to the game since it made the game feel fresher and more in the player's control. As you increase your level as a prince, the number of tourists start to increase, and you will realise a rise in the livelihood of the town, with more NPCs walking around, making you feel more accomplished because you're seeing your hard work flourish. Characters in the game are very well fleshed out, each with their own unique personality and quirks. It's fun talking to all the townspeople and finding out what's happening in town that day. The game has a feature called events that occur on random days that are specific to trigger. This makes the game feel much more natural as events happen randomly based on the random number generator. There are 6 bachelors and bachelorettes the player can choose from to date and then marry, Margaret for the win, each with a unique story and personality. The beauty of the game is that you can date all of them at the same time if you want to. Oh, what a player you are. But of course I did it for scientific reasons. It's cool that you can take your partner on dates to different locations and learn more about them that you would not have learned otherwise. This makes me take every single bachelorette to every single possible location to unlock their text dialogue. It was really rewarding.
Yes, happy to have. I'll take it.
It has been an underlying theme in the Harvest Moon franchise where it encourages you to befriend the town to learn more about each person as a character, but no game has successfully encouraged me to do so as much as Rune Factory 4. Every character is so friendly in their own way and it makes you want to learn more about them, and that's not all. Town members will randomly run into each other in town and interact. You can even join in their conversations to see what's up, further incentivizing you to talk to them and get to know them better. A nifty feature that I love in Rune Factory 4 is their personal shop. In this personal shop you can sell any item you want to with a little profit on top of the base shipping price. It's a fun little gimmick that will devour hours of gameplay as you try to sell your level 10 boiled eggs for over 1000 gold each piece. So it's up to you whether you want to sell using the shop for extra profit at the cost of your personal time or ship it instantly at the base price. I personally use the shop to sell highly priced items in the mid game for a bit of extra profit and ship the cheaper goods like crops. Alright, so onto the more fleshy part of the game, which is the action. Rune Factory 4 plays more or less like a hack and slash, but does have elements of movement patterns and boss predictions. The Rune Factory franchise differentiates themselves from Harvest Moon in the respect that you tame livestock to fight alongside you or for item production instead of purchasing them. Depending on the monster, they will produce goods in the barn every day if they're kept healthy and happy. The action gameplay is smooth with a massive forging and crafting system for weapons and armors that include different types of variations. There are 8 weapon types that all have a lot of variation in each subcategory, which you can purchase from the blacksmith or forge yourself, which is much cheaper. The game's skill level system awards you generously by increasing your health and rune points, much like action points, by doing almost anything in the game. Even by walking. Yeah, there's even a walking skill level. When playing through Rune Factory 4, you have the option of playing it calmly like any other Harvest Moon game, or you can do that alongside attempting to complete the story that comes in 3 arcs. I'll not get into too much detail about the story, but the difficulty cap of the story mode is very extreme. Rune Factory 4 has a compelling story, but playing through this story is nothing but hell. The first arc is simple and player friendly, but the second arc has a massive increase in difficulty. Monsters became insanely strong and bosses were more than just a pain in the butt. The third arc is worse. I never imagined that the game would take such a U-turn. I could not remember the last time a game frustrated me to the extent that Rune Factory 4 did, and just so you know, I played through the game on normal mode. The Harvest Moon side and story mode side are extreme contrasts of each other. One is calming and the other is just downright frustrating. When playing through arcs 2 and 3, I would get mowed down 2-hit KO by simple minions and 1-hit KO by bosses and status ailments. As the game progressed, the maps became obnoxious and puzzles became a full terror of trial and error. Traps in the dungeons would 1-hit KO you while monsters obstruct your path to escape said trap. There's a lot of trial and error and thousands of soft resets towards the late game, combining this with a 50,000 gold fee for dying from Jones, which is a doctor and the most hated person in the game who essentially robs you and punishes you for trying to make money and complete the game. It was a recipe for disaster and player hatred. It was almost as if the developers wanted to troll their players for trying to complete the game. You want to complete the game? Not today, sucker. Honestly though, the game becomes so obnoxiously annoying, and let me not get started on hidden paths. Do you remember when I mentioned that the skill leveling system is generous and a fantastic in-depth forging mechanic in the game? Yeah, that will make Arc 2 and 3 a tiny bit easier, but not by that much, because the traps and monsters will annihilate you if you make one wrong mistake. This game is savage and unforgiving. And to use the forging mechanic to the best of its potential, you actually have to do research online, because in the game it's very broad about the system and will never really directly teach you how to use it. Furthermore, the biggest troll in the game must be that the trigger for the third arc is RNG, random number generated. You would be lucky enough to win the lottery if you were able to do it naturally without any prior knowledge about the event or the requirements to actually trigger it. I understand that it is to keep the flow of the game while keeping the events naturally occurring, but someone could have easily missed the whole of the third arc if they never knew there was one. Rune Factory 4's post-game is flourished with activities to do, such as completing all quests available in town, purchasing an overpriced house in the woods, crafting the perfect set of equipment through hours of endless grinding, and much more. Let's not forget about getting married and having kids, although you could already do that whenever you wanted during the normal gameplay. I know, it sounds like I'm just bashing and complaining about Rune Factory 4 instead of saying why I like it the most, but those are probably the reasons why I love it so much. You damn masochist. The extreme contrast in the two ways you could play the game is super fun, and there's no rush for you to even complete the story mode. You don't even have to complete the story mode if you didn't want to. There are not many games out there that play out unforgivingly like Rune Factory 4 does anymore, while keeping an innocent vibe to the whole game. It reminds you of the good old days when games did not hold you by the hand and lead you to victory. Rune Factory 4 throws you into the fog and forces you to learn the ins and outs of each dungeon, each boss, and each mechanic it has to offer by yourself. And that is the one underlying reason why I believe so many people love the game so much, including me. And you should try this game out if you are a fan of any Harvest Moon game and any dungeon crawler game out there, because Rune Factory 4 is the epitome of those two when they meet. Oh snap. Yo, what's up?
Yo man, how's RuneScape?
You know what, don't insult the game. Do not insult the game. Goodbye. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that thumbs up button to let me know you did. And while you're here, why not hit that notification icon so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. And also, if you have any free time, please check out the other videos I made. And subscribe for even more content. And as always guys, this is Lone signing out. Peace.